Hi, it's morning. I'm having my morning coffee and I'm doing my recyclables, and I kind of thought this would be important to put out there. I'm talking about the labels on products. Now, the glue that's on the labels on products, I had done a video about this years ago, and I had posted it on my first channel that I deleted. So sometimes we do the stupidest things. I shouldn't have deleted it. However, just a little bit of information that the glue on the labels is actually a contaminant. So when you're recycling and you're putting this in the recyclables, because it apparently is recyclable. Well, no, it's not, because the glue that is on the label will contaminate a whole fat. So what basically you're supposed to do, and not a lot of people will, and not a lot of people do, is take the label off, clean off the plastic, and then throw it in the recyclables. Nobody does this. Nobody, I think, is even aware of this. And I wasn't even aware of it years ago at all. So there is an easy way to get it off. You just heat up the bottle and it kind of peels off. But the reason that I'm kind of looking at it is because I drink a lot of kefir, and it comes in plastic bottles. Now there's two different types of kefir that I've been drinking. One is a President's Choice. I don't know if you can see that bottle. It's got ridges in it. Okay. And one is a meadow kefir. And it just has two labels on the front and the back, right? So these are the labels. So it's basically, it just sticks on, right? And then there's one that goes on the back. So when I recycle my kefir bottles, I take them off, which they're so easy to take off on the meadow, the organic meadow kefir. The labels are so easy to take off, and there's no residue at all. A couple of times there was a little bit of residue here, but I just cleaned it off, and then it's recyclable. And what else I do is I wash them and I rinse them out and I dry them before I put it in recyclables, right? So the President's Choice one, it actually has almost like a plastic bag that sucks to the bottle with all the information on it, right? But underneath that plastic, there's no glue, so it's easy to remove it. It has one little bead of glue around the top part of it. However, that bead of glue is tough. It's hard to get it off. My problem with the kefir that comes with basically like a plastic bag that encases the kefir bottle, my problem with that is that it's a lot more plastic, right? That whole outside layer that isn't glued to the bottle is plastic. And so that has to go in the garbage because it has the glue on it, right? So it doesn't get recycled. It gets thrown in the landfill, right? So I would choose to use the organic meadow kefir because this is it. This is it. And this whole bottle is now recyclable. And I do have a whole case of them down there. And I use them for various things. I use them for making nice water. I fill them with water and put them in my freezer. So if the power goes out, I have an ice pack. I use them for crafts. I use them for organization. I cut the tops off, and I basically cut the tops off. And I've used them for crafts. I've used them for collecting things, putting things in, nails and things like that. So I do reuse them, but I have so many that, of course, I'm not going to be a hoarder. I am going to put them in recycling. And it's so funny, though, because when I take the recycling down and I have a lot of kefir bottles, because I drink a lot of kefir, it literally fills up the recycle bin. Like it's almost embarrassing, right? But whatever. I would choose to make my own kefir, but I haven't been able to afford to buy the kefir grains. You can actually buy them. Then you put milk in yourself and you ferment it yourself, right? So that I would like to do. And I do watch Whispering Willow Farms and Roots and Refuge, and they talk about how to make kefir. So that's a good thing, right? But a couple other things. I haven't even had my morning coffee yet. Like, I look horrible. Anyhow, whatever, right? So since we got into the labels, so beans, food, whatever food you buy in cans, right? Same principle. There's glue on the can, and that makes it, it'll contaminate a whole vat of recyclables with that little bit of glue. right? So what I do is I like to take the label, I always take the label off, and the paper labels, they will decompose very, very quickly, okay? But the plastic ones, they don't, so be aware of that. But also the glue, you have to clean the glue off the cans also, and take the lid completely off, and that then it's recyclable, but it has to be clean. I have gone down to the recycling room, and I have seen where people have left food on containers and then thrown it into the recyclable. Like it doesn't take a scientist to figure out, okay, if you're putting a container in a recyclable box that's got leftover food stuff in it, it is going to contaminate everything that's in that container. So, climate change, think about it. I haven't seen a Christmas. I'm 63 years old, and I haven't seen a Christmas in my whole life where there was no snow. And I'm in Canada. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost like the world is being topsy-turvy. It's being like turned over. And, we're starting to get the weather that they had. I'm in Canada, so in the States, in Florida, we're getting the weather that they had in Florida. They're getting the weather that we had. I don't want to live in Florida. If I wanted to live in Florida, I would have gone to Florida. I don't want to. I like the winter months. I like the changing seasons. I don't want this newfangled modern world that we live in. I wanted to go back to the natural state that it was all along, that we were granted. We were given this land to protect and to savor. And what have we done? We've destroyed it. And I have walked behind people on my walks, which I haven't done for a while, but I've walked behind people and witnessed them. They open up their cigarette packs, they crush up the garbage, and they throw it on the ground. And then when they're done their cigarette, which I have to walk behind because all that smoke's coming at me, right? And it's legal. It's legal. Think about it. I got sucked into that lifestyle. It's legal. The smoke that they're giving off, they give off all sorts of chemicals in that smoke, right? So now what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to tax farmers because the cows give off methane gas when they burp and they fart. What the hell? What the hell? But they legalize cigarettes, and I'm walking behind this person, and they ripped the pack off their cigarette, they threw it on the ground, they smoked that cigarette after I got all that damn smoke, and then they threw their cigarette on the ground. And you see it all the time. You see it at bus stops. At bus stops, it's not supposed to, it's illegal to smoke at a bus stop. Nobody listens to that because there's no consequence. There is no consequence for anyone in this world. It's like a big free-for-all, really. We're destroying our planet, we're destroying our world, we're destroying everything, our relationships. And for what? For more, and more, I guess. So I shall see you on the next video. Hopefully you're recycling, and hopefully this is kind of sitting home with you, and you're realizing that, yeah, you know what, I got to take that label off that container. But you know what else you can do? If you don't purchase the products that they're not minding the environment with, if you don't purchase the products where they're filling up with glue and plastics, okay? Who are they going to sell it to? So, we all have a hand in this. So I shall see you on the next video. The good Lord be willing. Bye.